Hi there, my name is Dawn Funk. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I'm a mom of 4 kids, 47 years old, and I just feel very called to share my story in the hopes that maybe it will reach someone who might be going through what I've been going through in an effort to provide hope for you. So this is really hard, but I am just a very obedient person, and I feel so grateful to God right now for answering my prayers, and my hope is that this video finds someone who maybe can relate and find hope and get the help that they need. So anyways, about 3.5 years ago, I made the decision to get breast implants, and it was, as I look back, it's kind of just interesting because I was a person that was very against that kind of stuff. I'm a very natural, I have no makeup on, as you can tell. I mean, I'm just a very natural person, and breast implants weren't something that I thought I needed to feel attractive. However, I had started working out and started getting bigger muscles, and just my clothes weren't fitting as well because I just had such a big, just open area in my breast area, and it just started to get annoying because I would buy, or I had those little breast implant things that you stick in your bra, and they would get all sweaty and smelly, and it was getting annoying whenever I would wear nice dresses or nice clothes to have to deal with that. And so, I noticed that some of my friends and people that I knew really well were getting implants, and it just seemed something that was growing more and more common and safe, and so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I've been flat-chested my whole life, and I'm not gonna lie, like the thought of having just nice boobs and a bathing suit and just feeling more sexy for my husband was something that I thought, you know what, you only live once, let's just do it. And so I did it, and everything went great. I did my research. I've got a master's in English. I'm a former teacher, former college professor, and so I did my research, and I found a really great doctor, and the procedure went well, and I was very happy with the outcome and just how they looked, and I just went up a cup size. I wanted them to be very proportional, and so life went on, and about 6 months ago, so that was 3.5 years ago that I had that surgery done, and about 6 months ago, just some interesting things started happening. The first thing is I started just having really bad back shoulder blade pain, and my neck was bothering me, and I was getting weird things in my chest, and I was like, oh, maybe it's a pulled muscle. I was getting extra massages, and but I was getting ready to go on a trip to Colorado, and so I thought, you know what, I better get this checked out because my ear was bugging me too. And the doctor, because she noticed that I had a little bit of swelling in my neck, she was like, you know what, just to be safe, let's do an x-ray. And so we did, and everything was fine. She did some blood work as well, and all that came back normal. And I'll just also kind of mention that I had been to the gynecologist, and they had said that my hormone levels were dropping, and I was in, perimenopause, so I also had that kind of going on a little bit. But anyways, so I know I have notes here because I don't want to forget anything, you guys. But then about a month later, I noticed that ringing in my ears was getting crazy, like to the point that I couldn't fall asleep if I didn't have noisemakers going on. I can't even be in my house if it's quiet. I have to have some type of background noise, and it just started to get really bad. And so I made an appointment with my ear doctor, and they did the whole test, all the screening, and everything came back fine. And so I'm like, okay, well, it must be because I was pulled for trap shoot all those years ago, and guns are going off close to me. Maybe that's what's happening. I'm just getting older. And then the other thing that I've noticed over the last 6 months or so is just my eyesight is getting really bad. And I mean, not gradual. Like, it has just been getting worse and worse and worse. And, you know, of course I got my little blue glasses, which is fine. But it's been getting just noticeably worse. And so that's been a little concerning. And so I've had that going on. And then in November, I went to New York City with some girlfriends. And I'll never forget, we're having dinner this one night, and I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden, just this horrible headache came over me. And like it was so bad, I thought my head was going to explode. And my friend had to get up with me, and because I think just out of nowhere, this anxiety attack came on, which I'm not someone that had anxiety attacks, and it just really scared me. And so we went outside and walked around, and because we were getting ready to go to the show, and I was just trying to calm myself down and get the headache to go away. And I called my husband because it was just such a weird headache. And so that started. And, you know, over the next probably about 9 or 10 days, that headache just kept persisting. And it just wouldn't go away. I just had this daunting headache. And then I ended up getting sick. I got a cold. And so I got the stuffy nose and the cough and all of that. And around this time, it was December, just this past December. And we had to go out to Phoenix for something for work. And that cold, you know, was annoying. But I was super tired on that trip, and just honestly didn't feel like being around other people because I had so much fatigue and just this, whatever I had going on in my head and my sinuses was really bothering me. And so we got back, and for the next couple weeks, just it kept getting worse and worse. And I started having just kind of like throat issues where I felt like my throat was closing up, and then just the massive anxiety started hitting me. And like, I remember on Christmas, going to see my parents for Christmas, and I was at the mall with my son, and I just had this horrible panic attack come over me at the mall. And we came home, and it was scary for him, and it was scary for me, and honestly, I didn't even know if I could calm myself down to go to my parents' house that night. And I ended up telling my sister and my parents about it because it was so scary. Like, I'm not someone that gets anxiety and panic attacks like this. And that's when, in December, when I really started noticing, just, I felt like I wasn't me. Just this brain fog, this constant state of, like, fogginess and just tiredness. And I kept attributing it to my sinuses. And so I went to my ear, nose, and throat doctor, and you know, just told him about my symptoms. And honestly, my first visit, I had a panic attack at my ear, nose, and throat doctor's appointment, to the point that he sent me to a different part of the building to look into getting on some anxiety medication. He knew I was getting ready to go on a cruise for Christmas, and just wanted to make sure I had something in case I had a panic attack on the ship. And so I ended up getting prescribed an anxiety medication. I am proud to say that I never took it. I didn't want to have to get to that level that I needed to rely on medication to calm me down. But I ended up going on that cruise, and at that point I was finishing up a round of antibiotics, and it wasn't getting better. And on the cruise, just the headaches, the sinus pain, and the throat, and then the neck pain, and just I was in this fog, and I was so tired, and I faked trying to act like I felt good around my kids as much as I could so we could have a good time. And one day on the ship, I lost it, and I just ended up down in the doctor's office on the ship with my husband and my daughter, and it was so embarrassing. And at the same time, like, I felt like I couldn't breathe, and they assured me that I was fine. They asked if I was having happiness issues or depression, and I'm like, no, I'm a happy person. I have a great life and a great family, and no, it's not that. But I just don't feel like me, and I don't know what's happening. And I just thought it was this sinus infection that was just taking over. And so he prescribed me more antibiotics, and I know, and it sucked. Like, we went to leave that ship, and I was in such a fog. I ended up leaving a really special piece of jewelry in my room, which I don't even care about that now, but it just, my state of mind. So anyways, so we come home and I go back to the ear, nose, and throat guy, and I'm like, listen, something is not right. Like, I have these headaches every day. I'm so tired, and it's exhausting trying to act like I feel good when I don't, and I have so much that, you know, I want to do with my family and my friends and my business, and, you know, we've got to get this under control. You know, do I have a polyp? Like, what is going on here? And so, and I just have this constant haze look in my eyes. And so he stuck this thing down my nose and scoped around. He's like, everything looks good. You know, he's like, you're fine. And he said, but, you know, let's just get you on a longer dose of antibiotics. Let's do a CT scan, you know, and then we'll just rule that out. I'm like, okay. So I went on my 3rd round of antibiotics. I went on prednisone, and you know, over those several weeks, my neck pain just became worse and worse, and my shoulder blade pain, and every day just waking up, it was just like, okay, like, this sucks. Like, I have a headache, I can't get out of bed, my neck's killing me, my shoulder blade's killing me. And so I started seeing a chiropractor a few weeks ago, and one day he cupping on me, and he said, you are so inflamed. He said, you know, just the inflammation that's coming up is crazy. And you know, and so he's been working on my neck, and I have the neck pillow now that's filled with water, and I wear this, I should have brought it in here, it's hilarious, I wear this ridiculous looking like neck thing. My kids all laugh at me for it, but it feels so good. And but so I've been going to him, but even he is like perplexed because the neck pain, and it's just not been getting better. And so he did an x-ray and discovered that I have a bone spur and arthritis in my neck, which is just crazy. And so I've been using a lot of BioFreeze and wearing that stupid inflatable thing and just going to him, and yet he still is like, I don't get your sinuses, like why your sinuses are so sensitive and hurt. And so he's been doing the laser thing on my sinuses and trying to help me with those headaches, and it hasn't helped, you guys. I've been to, just another random story is, right before Christmas, I was literally sitting right here on this couch. My husband and I were talking, and I went to stand up, and the whole room was like spinning, and it freaked me out. And it was right around when I was having just those constant headaches in the beginning. And so I ended up going to the ER, because I'm like, oh my God, I have a brain tumor. Like, what's wrong with me? And they did a scan, MR, I don't even know what they did, but they were like, nope, you're fine. You don't have anything wrong with you. You know, go home. And then I had this other episode where I took my son to the airport. He was flying back to New York, and all of a sudden, like, I just had shortness of breath, and I just felt so out of it, and I had to end up calling my husband and my daughter to drive out and meet me at the airport because I couldn't drive home. And so that's what I've been dealing with, and you know, the last couple weeks it's been getting worse, and obviously it's affecting my mental state. When you wake up every day and you just feel so crappy, and then I just keep saying, you know what, be grateful, because there are so many people that have it so much worse than you. And you know, but I'm moody, I'm yelling at my husband, which is not how I am, because I love him so much. And I just keep saying it must be menopause, maybe, you know, it's my hormones, but I know it's not. Like, I just, this neck pain and just this insane tiredness, like, I knew, like, it's not, but I'm like, but everyone's telling me there's nothing wrong with me, and so what is happening? And that's been where I'm at. And so this is how God is so good, you guys, because, sorry, my nails look horrible, because I've been praying every day. Like, I've been praying, like, just, God, help me figure out what is going on, help me get better. I don't want to live like this anymore, and I don't want to go on antidepressants, and not there's anything wrong with them if you're someone that takes them, but that's just a personal choice that I didn't want to make. And so anyway, so yesterday I went to volunteer in my daughter's classroom, which that was just a bear in itself, getting up, and well, that's funny part of the story. I didn't get up on time. I overslept because I was so tired, so I was late to the morning session and went back in the afternoon, and a friend of mine was there, and for privacy, I'm not gonna say her name, but she is my angel, because she broke down and told me about something that she's been going through, and we were standing there talking, and everything that she's going through is what I'm going through, and I'm like, I feel like I'm talking to myself. And without going into all the details of that conversation, she told me that she believes that it's her breast implants that are causing her to be so sick. And so she sent me this Facebook group, and I wrote it down. It's called Breast Implant Illness and Healing. And she just said, Dawn, you need to look at this. She's like, I've been wanting to say something to you because I know that you've posted a few times about your sinus issues and just not feeling good. And she's like, just look at this. And you guys, I spent all day and all night reading just all about this and all of the cases and all. I mean, it's insane. It is insane. I'm reading this and going, this is me. This is me. And I took a bath yesterday because I get super cold feet and hands, and now I've got tingling in my arms, and that happens a lot. And I was in the tub, and I just, after doing so much reading and research, and like my gut, my heart is like, you need to just get them out. You need to get your implants out. This is what's causing you to be so sick. And so I'm in the tub and I'm praying, like, is this the right thing? Like, help me. And I'm not even kidding. This is how God works. He shows you signs, and I believe that. And I'm sitting there, and this cup that I always use in the tub to rinse out my hair with, I don't pay attention to the cup. I don't know what the cup says. It's one of my daughter brought it in. And so I'm sitting there and I'm praying, and I go to rinse my hair, and I look down at the cup, and the name of my friend who told me about this in my daughter's classroom, her name is on the cup. It's like a cartoon cup, and it just so happened to be her name. And that right there just was like the sigh of relief, and like, thank you, God. Thank you for affirming what I know that I need to do. And so I did, like I said, tons of research, and I called an office today looking at just some of the best surgeons in the country that do this, and there aren't that many. And so I guess that's what I want to talk to you guys about, is if you have had breast implants, and from talking to this man today, this amazing man named Jeff Rose down in Jupiter, Florida. He works for a doctor named Dr. David Rankin, and I mean, he spent over an hour on the phone with me and telling me his wife's story and how that developed his passion to raise awareness about this, and how many women are suffering from this. It is crazy. And then how many women are suffering from these symptoms, and they have no idea that this even exists. They don't even know that a condition like this exists. And that's where I was. He said only about 10% of women even know about this breast implant illness. And I'm so grateful again to my angel yesterday, my friend who told me about this, because I really believe that is what it is. There's really no other explanation, and I have so much hope, because the stories are amazing of these women getting their implants out and having restored health, and their energy coming back, and their life coming back, and their eyes and their pains going away. And I just want my life back. I want to feel like me again. And I'm so grateful for this man and for this doctor. And so I've made the decision. I've scheduled my appointment to move forward with this process, and I ask for your prayers. I know it's going to be amazing. But again, the purpose of this is to raise awareness. And I don't know if there's anyone out there that is feeling like I've been feeling, or knows somebody feeling like this. And if they've had implants, and he told me today, he's like, you are a poster child for this. I mean, I literally have every symptom. And he asked me if I had under the breast, under the muscle implants. And he said that those women who've had that procedure done that way tend to be at a higher risk of having this. So if you know someone who's experiencing, and again, go to that Facebook group, Google Breast Implant Illness. In fact, it's crazy. It's frustrating. Like the FDA is starting to get involved more in studies, and awareness is being made, you guys. Just today, some huge public announcement thing was made to where the FDA is requiring doctors to educate their patients about this more. So anything I can do to help to just raise awareness so that women out there aren't feeling like they're losing their mind and having hope like I feel right now. Like, these are happy tears because if I wouldn't have spoken to that man and known and spoken to my friend yesterday, I would be just sitting here again, just trying to get through the day, just praying, like, help me understand. And I really feel like this is it. This is what's wrong with me. And the more I've read stuff, just getting it out is so smart anyways. Shame on me for not being more aware of all the toxins and stuff that is inside of these implants. And here's the thing, this doesn't happen to everyone, and I don't want to freak you out if you have implants and you're happy with them. I am happy for you. The purpose of this is, one, to just glorify God, and two, to just help do a small part of God's work and just sharing my story for His glory. And if there's anyone out there that's feeling like this, to know that you can have hope, and to just be an advocate for yourself and find that Facebook group, because that group has been so helpful. Again, there's only like a handful of top doctors that know how to do this procedure properly, and I'm so grateful that for the resources and the time to be able to go do that. And down in Florida, there's another amazing doctor, Dr. Fang in Cleveland. But just I hope you hear my heart. And I encourage you to share this with anyone you know who might be experiencing chronic fatigue, the cloudiness, the fogginess. Those are some of the big symptoms. And then again, this just insane chronic neck pain, the headaches, just the feeling that just something's not right. And right now, my new thing is I'm having a lot of just chest pains, palpitations, and it's not anxiety. I've calmed myself down from the anxiety attacks now that I'm aware, and that has definitely gotten better. But it's just, I don't know if they're swelling, and I don't know if they're sitting on a nerve. But all I know is I want them out. I want them out, and I am so fine with not having boobs anymore. I'm so fine because I just want me back. I want me back. So thank you so much for your time. And again, I hope this helps you. And, you can reach out to me if you have any questions. My cell phone number is 937-545-2908. I'm on Facebook. You can message me through there, but please just advocate for yourself if you're suffering or you know someone, and help them get educated about this, because it is real. And I will be sharing more of my story as it unfolds, and I can't wait to have them removed and to feel like me, and just to share that with you guys, to have just another chapter be about how great I feel again and how Dawn Funk has found herself again. So thank you again, and just God bless.